Hi, this is Charlie from Path of the Bee. Today I'm doing a cutout.
I'm in Rosalia, Washington, doing a honeybee cutout removal from this huge cottonwood tree. It was a fun day, but in Rosalia, the wind never stops blowing.
Alright, got a hole cut in it. And it looks like it goes way up the tree. So I'm at the bottom and I can tell that looks like maybe there's some brood starting back in there a bit. I'll get this honey off from the outside and then we'll get in there deeper.
Yeah, there's a lot of empty holes there though.
Alright, so I made it home last night pretty late and it was starting to get super cold and dark, and so left the bees in the pickup. This morning I'm gonna unload them and I'll kind of show you and talk a little bit more about what I discovered during the cutout. Okay, so I got my bee suit on, got my smoker fired up. It's warming up this morning. It's a little over 50 degrees when I headed out here, so it's probably up to 55 now. I hear the bees in the box buzzing pretty good, so I'm just gonna go ahead and unload them and put them where I'm gonna want them at. Okay, so I've got some resources here behind me ready to put in this hive. I got them screened in. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the screen and let them go. Now, the big problem with this cutout that I did was that this colony had swarmed several times and there was no brood. All of the brood comb was backfilled with nectar and honey, and there were no queen cells that were viable. It was on its way out. So I have no resources. There's no brood or anything in here, no comb. So I'm gonna have to add some in and get these bees going. And I'll bum a queen from one of my resource colonies down the row here to get them going. Okay, so I used the Colorado Bee Vac to gather these bees up, and so right now they're all buzzing in here. That's what this tan box is my Colorado Bee Vac. The bottom's off of it. I'm gonna pick this up and shake these bees the rest of the way out of here. Quite a pile of them. Look. So the first thing I want to add is some brood comb in the middle here. I'll pull out some of my cutout frames here. These are just empty. Alright, then I've got in here is some of the cutout comb, just to give them a place to hang on to, and a little bit of something to eat on the way home. I'm going to double check just in case I did happen to vacuum a cleanup. I'm going to look for her. Give them some honey and pollen with some open brood comb. Putting a little bit of open space on the outside edge, and then I'll put a foundation in here. I'm gonna set the lid on here to let these bees settle down for a minute and figure out where home is. So I really like that Colorado Bee Vac. Let me zoom in on the sticker on the side there, so you guys can maybe see what I'm using there. Colorado Bee Vac. Worked really, really good. So these are the frames that I make. They're hinged on the bottom with a piece of duct tape or a little piece of vinyl. First ones I made, I actually made some really fancy hinges in. And then I use 20-pound test fishing line and little 1/2-inch nails and just zip it up there. So these split in the top and open up. And I can just stick the comb in there, fold them back up, stick them in the hive. Works really good. I don't have to mess with rubber bands. I enjoy that much better than the rubber bands. I built them a ladder so they can walk into the hive easier from down there in that cluster that they formed underneath.
How are you?
Good, how you doing, Dave?
Pretty good.
Good. Here's the city
Camera
maintenance.
work?
Huh?
Doing some camera work today?
Yeah, I am. You bet. This is a city maintenance guy. He's over here to check me out, see what's going on. Yeah, I am. Well, I did a cutout up in Rosalia yesterday out of a cottonwood tree.
And you found a hive.
Well, that's why I went up there. Friend told me there's bees in the tree and cut them out and chop down. I went there with a chainsaw, cut a hole in the tree, and then there wasn't any fruit on the tree. They're on their way out. Huge colony, but
So what will you do? Bring it here and then give them a queen?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I'll give them.
And they'll take or just
I'll
fine?
give it a few days just to see if maybe there's a virgin queen or unmated queen in it, and if I don't see anything show up in my brood comb, empty brood comb that I put in there,
So let's say there was.
I'll grab a queen out of one of these little boxes.
So a virgin queen though, of course she hasn't been bred.
Right.
Takes a while. But she could still get bred and still be the queen. for
Yeah,
the
she's a
colony.
virgin queen. She's just got to get mated, and then she might be even mated, but it takes like sometimes 2 weeks. To
Now if there was and you had already introduced a queen,
the queen
would there be a battle?
The queen would kill her.
The queen you introduced would
Yeah.
kill her.
Well, yeah, probably.
And then the hive, so they don't, they'll take a queen.
Or the bees would kill
The queen you introduced.
no, the other queen.
They would.
I put a laying queen in. Now, if I put a mated queen in that hasn't been laying eggs, they'll kill her. But if you've got one it's like laying eggs in this colony, you pick her up out of there and put her in this one, they'll leave her alone. They'll let her lay eggs. They know that to not mess with the queen that's laying eggs. But if she hasn't been laying eggs, then it's not worth much.
And when you have your other hives nearby, I mean, they know they don't cross each other. They don't.
They do. That's called drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay. They accept them.
Well, yeah, to a certain point. If a colony gets really weak and this one's really strong over here, and they're like, hey, these guys got honey, then there's a war. They fight. There's one bee that's going in there robbing the
They'll
honey,
steal their honey.
running out, bringing it home. So you can have trouble that way, but just regular drift where they're out flying around, coming back and end up in the wrong house, nobody cares. And
Because I know ants.
so, like, if I needed to, like one of these colonies, if I needed to, like, make them stronger, in a couple of days, after this is, like, figured out where it belongs, and bees are foraging, and it's all calm, and it's got a lot of bees in it, what I could do is I could take that weak colony and the strong one and just trade places. And then all the forage bees that are out in the middle of the day will come back and they'll move into the weak one because it's in their spot, and they don't care.
And I saw you had colored little markers.
I
on
did
there.
that more for me than for the bees, but bees can't see color, they can see shades though, so they can tell that there's somewhat different triangles, colored triangles, and so I'll help get the queen back a little bit, because those triangles are my mating boxes.
Okay.
So yeah, it works out good there.
Cool.
Bees are. So these guys have been cooped up for
So this is their first day out?
12 hours. Yeah, I just let them out a few minutes ago. They've been cooped up for 12 hours since yesterday. Well, I guess when I first started sucking up in the vacuum, it was about 10, so they've been almost 24 hours inside that vacuum. I sure like that Colorado Bee Vac.
Yeah, I bet that's helpful.
Hopefully we can get everybody back home. Without a queen, it makes it kind of tough. But
Yeah, I bet. They don't quite know what to do, do
They're marching in there now.
they? Yeah?
Not real fast, but they're starting to get it figured out. It might not all fit.
It's a big hive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a big colony. It was only 12 hours and the bees already have this comb attached both top and bottom. If I'd have left them alone in a couple days, they'd have had that frame filled in. Alright, well, they're marching in, so after a little while they'll all be in there. I could take down my fancy bridge and they'll have a new home. Okay, so it's about 2 hours later and these bees have pretty much settled down. They're just being fairly active. It's a nice day. It's warmed up to 60 degrees and it's going to get a little warmer today, maybe almost 70, so they're doing well. So they've settled into their new home. I'm going to wait a couple of weeks before I put a queen in there just to make certain that I didn't miss a virgin queen or a newly mated queen and just couldn't see her. So I'll wait about 2 weeks and check for eggs. If there are no eggs or larvae at that point, I'll add a queen and we'll be off and running. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below.